Welcome back to Savannah by Night here on Knights of Silvermoon, where we get to watch at least one Nosferatu a week cause a problem with their botches.
It is a heavy burden we carry.
So it's not just that the faces are pug fugly, the dice rolls are bad too. That's okay. It's fine. I'm sure it'll happen to everyone.
The faces
Not
are actually
Nosferatu
all a
in spirit.
coincidence.
Just botching your appearance.
Mason leans in. He's like, "That's not the curse."
Announcements. We have 2 D&D games a week now. One is Age of Myth, which is coming to an end very soon, the next month or so, depending on what choices get made and in what order, and if I botch anything, which is probably going to happen. And then tomorrow night we have the Age of Intervention, which is the next long-form chapter of that same story, which will be taking place roughly in the early 1800s, where a new generation of the same problem just evolved.
New millennium, same shit.
Yeah,
Thebes is still an island.
Thebes doesn't exist anymore, depending on how we do in this couple of weeks. But next week, if all things go to plan, which, well, on this channel, no. But we would be having 4 games in total. It would be Age of Myth on Tuesday. It will be Savannah by Night on Wednesday, Age of Innovation on Thursday, and our ongoing Star Wars game intermittently on Fridays. Yes.
Possible the Star Wars game does not happen next week. We will see. keep an eye
See what
on
it
our
means,
socials.
folks.
I thought Martel was just going to announce his own game that he was just going to do.
If you guys want to play a card game, I could run one.
That might be something we do on an off night, just to just have something on the channel. That concept of everything is content.
The
Yeah,
Arkham
we
Horror
saw-
card game is pretty sick.
I've
I
actually
have seen
played that. It is awesome.
Play Exploding Kittens or something one night. No, that's not a euphemism. That's an actual card game. So,
Did you say
do you want-
splitting kittens or exploding?
Exploding.
Because I knew about the first one.
Yeah,
Yes.
so look at our socials, look at our Discord. We'll see all kinds of events, updates, all that sort of thing. Come check out the stupid memes that I mostly post. People like to play all kinds of games. Helldivers seems to be the popular one right now. A couple of people are really, really into Destiny 2. Looking at you, Iskra.
I have no idea what you mean.
Seasonally, we get very into Conan Exiles. If not, what else is going to be coming up to replace it, which is probably going to be Dune Awakening. Which I need in my veins now. The RTX must flow. Come back to me, I can do better. Anywho, on that note, let's tell a vampire story, shall we? Last time on Savannah by Night. Kate went with Deputy Rook on a ride-along, first giving her a better understanding of how to navigate the city and how to make use of certain shortcuts. But not all. It's only her first day after all. The main venue for a crash course in job shadowing security was at Medical Arts District, a vast, sprawling, multi-campus arrangement of hospitals. There, she was introduced to a Tremere hematologist by the name of Dr. Elston Talbot. She was then given a tour of and an explanation of how at least some security measures work. Kate appeared to impress both of them with her array of unexpected yet intelligent questions, boding well for her future in such a career should she decide to stick with it. Cora decided to indulge in her curiosity and bonaventure to the cemetery. However, when she arrived and tried to extend her senses into the unknown, she felt an immediately overwhelming tug, pulling her into the dense gloom of the cemetery, despite all her gut instincts screaming at her to run the other way. Step by almost unwilling step, Cora found herself almost entirely cut off from the very concept of a city beyond, just endless rows of graveside plots. There, she found the Giovanni Castello Savini engaging in a seemingly one-way conversation on a bench with a zombie he raised. He is, however, quick to put the conversation and the zombie to bed. With Cora's help, he helps the animated corpse down into its casket and buries it once more. Notably, he pays the simple respect of cleaning the headstone, and then promptly sees Cora to her car. The trio of Artem, Chris, and Tabby continued their collective combat training with the Brujah Catherine Havel. While they all had their deficiencies, Havel was adept in showing them how to start overcoming them rather than merely pointing them out. The older Brujah gave a bit more insight into the person she was told Tabby to... I'm going to start that one over. The older Brujah gave a bit more insight to the person Tabby was told to seek out upon her arrival in Savannah. Another casualty of the Sabbat during the last hurricane, Garrick was the sheriff prior to Vega. A cruel reminder of yet more potential connection in the world taken away by a sect of monsters. However, Cavil gave Tabby some of her thoughts on the Sabbat and how to best prepare herself for their inevitable return. Taking these lessons and combining them with what she learned from her own sire, Tabby managed to successfully navigate the city on foot and underground to find a safe roost to bed down for the day. Chris, however, exercised a bit of catharsis, screaming, shouting, clawing, seemingly in tears as she left the punching bag in tears. Artem spends the car ride providing primarily silent comfort that Chris actually appears to find some measure of solace in. When they get home, she reveals that the car once belonged to a lover of Alden's, and that he appeared to sire Chris while searching for this mystery woman during that very same hurricane. Which brings us to Ellie, who, with some help from Lila, set up a daring late-night heist in the heart of the city for a Honda Odyssey. Between the two of them, there is an amalgamated technological wizardry employed to both remotely open the garage and hack into the car itself. Unfortunately, if you want to make the dice laugh, tell them your plans. This comedy of vehicular errors resulted in alerting not only the victims of the would-be theft, but, eventually, the entire neighborhood. We resume with Ellie as they attempt to figure out their next steps in this farcical endeavor.
Okay. So where am I? I'm in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You're sort of in that alley, laneway, shared driveway between all these houses.
And where is Lila? Has she left me behind? Am I...
Different campaign entirely.
Great. Of course she is. I'm Okay.
She has
So-
already raced right ahead. You see her
Great.
taillights.
I do see the taillights.
You see the taillights. Like she raced, but she's letting you catch up if you can get your shit together.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is just
Mhm.
naturally get my shit together
Mm-hmm.
and start following her on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep an eye out for anyone in the rear view, for anyone who might be trying to follow.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you in on a thought that this car might be now very compromised.
What makes you say that?
I can't imagine. It's also damaged to shit now. Because
That
you
is
rear-ended another garage on your way out.
to be well, was it rear? I was rear-ended by the garage, technically.
You really want to get into the semantics of the problem right now?
If it avoids me having to solve it. So I am going to, yeah, so this car is basically done for. So I guess it's whether I abandon it or try to bring it somewhere to be abandoned.
Mm-hmm. You would know. You wouldn't necessarily know where it is, but you would know of someone that other kindred go to chop up a car.
Right.
But you may want to stop and make sure there's no, well, OnStar tracking that we so dotingly advertised last session. Thanks, Iskra.
Great.
It appears your car's been stolen. Would you like help with that?
No, I'm good. So I kind of thought this may be overcomplicating things, which could be bad.
Hard to make it more complicated than it is now.
Hey, is to throw people off the scent.
Mm-hmm.
Get it to a place, find someone who's had a very late night, and bring him into the car as if they're the person that stole it. Again, that was probably overcomplicating things. I should probably just get rid of the car.
It's a bit head on head. I won't stop you from doing it, but if that's the route you want to go.
I think that's like the panicked play. That's a panicked planning ahead that Ellie is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie is like, get rid of the car. But what if someone finds out about it? Well, what they'll find is some drunk person who was clearly the actual person that stole it. And by the time they figure out that the alibi doesn't check out, like doesn't matter.
Maximum Streisand effect. Got it.
Ellie is always 15 steps ahead of themselves. So 5 steps behind everyone else. So yeah, I don't want to risk bringing this while it's being tracked to a chop shop that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best thing to do is probably put it somewhere, and then I want it to look like someone stole this because they needed a part from it. Like what they were initially doing was trying to just steal a part, and then that went wrong. So I just want to, so like maybe it's something that I either steal a part, or I get more stressed out by the music, or I get, or I find something valuable in the car itself
Mm-hmm.
that I try to run off with. This is
Ooh,
basically just so
interesting.
that it can look like a robbery gone wrong, and then they don't look further into it than that.
Okay. Now here's a question. Well, you're a bit misshapen, right? Y-
Okay, well, you know.
We're talking about the character. The Are you wearing gloves when you were doing all this?
I would think Ellie would have thought of that at
Okay.
least.
Now you don't leave fingerprints in the traditional way because you don't
Yeah.
produce oils, but you do collect them off of other surfaces. However,
Yeah.
your fingerprints, I doubt, would match anything remotely resembling human because you are just kind of slightly warped.
Well, especially since Ellie's hands, their fingers are literally like long talons.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
So it would just be weird and confusing to whoever who would find it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that is a concern that is tabled. So you're not going to worry about leaving prints everywhere in the traditional manner.
Yeah.
But you're going to want to find a place to ditch this car, right? Is kind of the main plan for right this second.
Find a place to ditch the car, and then once I've found a place I can ditch it, maybe so it's not a completely botched thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pun not intended. I can come away with something valuable, either a car part or a or something valuable that was left inside the car itself.
I'm going to give you a choice. I will let you find another similar neighborhood not too far away, kind of a similar setup where you can just either quietly park the car or intentionally leave it haphazard. And that's not going to affect anything. I'm just letting you try to pick like how you want to window dress.
I think Ellie would try to leave it haphazard because there's no pretending like, oh, this car was just found somewhere. I think it should be like obvious to someone that it was left in a hurry and a robbery just went badly.
So the choice is going to be either steal a part from the engine, or search for something valuable. You don't have time to do both.
Okay. I'm gonna search in the car for something valuable.
Okay. Okay. Roll. Oh God, what would you do for this? Wits and investigation because you're doing kind of a panic flurry. This is gonna be 6.
Wits and investigation.
Yeah. Normally I would do perception, but because you're in such a hurry, this is it's a speed and panic thing.
I'm using physical dice from now on. That was 6 dice rolled and 5 successes, no ones.
Lesson learned. Where were you last week?
Virtual dice, and that was 10 dice rolled and 2 ones.
So
no successes.
Value is a subjective thing.
Yeah.
You are going to be finding random detritus, like in the sensor console, random cables for things that may or may not even exist anymore. But what we discussed last week was how this is a house and a car owned by gun owners. There will be a small pistol in the glove box.
Okay. I did have another thought while I was there, and I
Mhm.
would love to run it by you. No, vehicle registration wouldn't have someone's like photo on them, and no one would leave their license in the car.
No.
Okay. Great. Ooh. Okay. So gun will be valuable, but that will also be something that will probably cause more of a panic for the owner when they find out it's missing.
Hmm. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Hmm. Okay. I will take that.
Okay. You're going to put just a 9mm pistol in your inventory.
Great.
We'll work out the actual specifics later.
Yeah.
Because I have to actually go and consult a table that like takes different things into consideration. There's a
Right.
whole few pages that's just for that.
Yeah. Okay, and the and so I guess my next thing will be I'm guessing I kind of know where I am, so I
Mhm.
can either text Lila. I could probably text Lila
Oh,
where I am and just
Lila did not leave you be.
great. Oh, Lila is there. Great.
So all the lights on the car are off,
Right. But I know she
but she
is
is right there.
great. Okay.
And she's wearing a familiar guise of being that obnoxiously pretty person.
Yeah.
The
And I
one that
have
looks like just live photoshopped.
and I have the guise of the mortician for myself.
Okay.
That was what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah, I
last
remember. I remember. I'd say that she knows exactly that's who you are. But she's doing that like tap 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 on her own window to get your ass in the car.
Yep. I go inside.
Mm-hmm. She does not wait for you to get buckled up before she just peels out. So, how did it go?
What is with your thick gadget? Because it set off all the alarms.
She hits the brakes. She takes that from you. She points it at a random garage. And it opens. She hits another button. The car in there visibly does that plip thing of the headlights blinking off and on for a car coming online. She puts it down and then she keeps going.
Okay, new plan. I'm just gonna figure out buying a car.
Uh-huh. So I guess I'm just gonna have to drop you off at home with Edward. You know what? I don't think Edward's gonna want to see anybody tonight. But is that really what you wanted anyways?
Well, I wanted something that could actually carry a lot of items.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the cars people get are, they're very good and very fast, but they can't carry a lot of stuff in them.
Do you want to get a car right now? Just something for the now.
Sure.
She resists the immediate urge to just gun the engine because she's trying to keep a little bit of a low profile for at least a couple of blocks before she even turns the running lights back on, or at least the headlights. Have you met Bucky yet?
I've heard the name.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have, right?
You would have heard of him.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to drive you a bit of a ways, and it's a bit of a circuitous route to get away from that whole situation, throw off anyone that might be following. And eventually, the suspense music does die down in the soundtrack.
Yep, I'm looking up another option.
Just letting you know it's all good. The chaos is gone for now.
What do you mean?
It's right here. Eventually, slightly northwest-ish, not too far from the airport, there is this fenced-in area of old cars and other detritus of a clear junkyard. And she stops in front of the locked fence, and there is a rather, how do I put this? Astutely sharp looking German Shepherd on its haunches, just on the other side of the chain link fence, staring daggers. But as Lila walks over, she hunches down, looks around, and there's no one. It's just darkness. She puts up her hood, and at the same time, her regular face reasserts itself. And the dog does that weird change of going from hostile vigilance to that soft whine of something that recognizes. And she reaches over, just boops its nose. It skitters off. A few moments later, older, slightly portly man with a long beard unlocks the gate and waves you through as Lila drives in. Actually, you do get out of the car. And Lila doesn't pull down her hood, but she is keeping her true face. Okay, what did you bring me now? This one needs a car. Whatever clapped out, rusted out shit box you can get rid of today, right now. So what are we thinking? Plywood and two-tone, or you looking for something slightly more luxurious?
At this point, I'll take whatever's available.
Okay. Alright. You got cash? Like, I got cash. Okay. Alright, follow me. I got a couple of options you might like. You're looking for space, you're looking for storage, speed, what's your
Storage.
storage? So you don't care how fast this thing goes, just as long as it has 4 wheels and you can throw a couple of dozen people in there.
Couple dozen people, couple gadgets.
Looking for like a surveillance van?
Well, if one happens to be already rigged up, I wouldn't say no.
Well, I can get you the van, then you can do whatever the hell you want to it.
Yeah, van would be great.
Say that or a station wagon's what I got tonight.
A van works for me.
Okay. He's going to reach over to the folded sleeve of his over-tight shirt pull out a pack of cigarettes, do the annoying thing of just shaking it loose, getting out one, grabbing a blowtorch as he's passing by, lights it. Okay, kid. And he's gonna show you to a. I'm trying to think of the correct way to describe this color. 1970s rust brown orange.
Uh-huh.
The kind that you would see on either a car or an oven from that era.
Is it like almost terracotta burnt orange or?
I would say the concept of orange has passed it by. And it's that sort of like maybe slightly bronze, copper, but just if bronze could be depressed.
Yeah. Well, at least someone like looking in a mirror.
What, without breaking stride, taps the top of it, and I cannot resist this. This bad boy can fit so many gadgets in it.
Uh, Ellie is gonna look just inside the front window and see what the like front console looks like.
Okay.
Kind of seeing how advanced.
Oh,
this
it's
car
all
is.
analog.
Yeah, so there's gonna need to be a lot of extra stuff.
This
done
is a
with it.
project van.
Yeah.
Just to put it out there, a reminder of you can take an old Jag E-Type, I believe in the 50s, 60s, and they just take the chassis and build a new car around it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that with something like this if you have the time, the energy, money, dedication, whatever. You can soup this up if you put some time and persistence into it.
And I think Ellie's it's almost like Ellie is used to building things from scratch. So
Mhm.
it's actually a little bit better if this doesn't have any like tech that's already in it that they either have to work around or adapt from.
No bloatware.
Yeah. All right. I'll take it.
Lila leans in the frames. Yes, you will, because we're not doing that shit show again.
I'll wire you the money.
I know. And I'm assuming you're kind of just staring at this thing. Like, are you feeling defeated? Or are you resigned? Like, what's the feeling going on there?
It's a little resigned. I think Ellie felt like they had a chance to kind of have a moment like they did in the mortuary where they kind of got to prove what they could do, and this was proving themselves with Lila, and just absolutely fumbled it. And it was a little, I know, like I'm technically buying the car because I'm paying Lila back for it, but it's like Lila had to freaking swoop in and get me out of a bind again.
While you're having these thoughts, Lila's going to wrap an arm very loosely around, hold the shoulder, like a little hug. Alright, so Now you got your own wheels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just tell Fitz to go fuck himself. That's the real gift he got tonight.
Ellie looks at Lila in that moment, and for just a second, sees Mentat's face. And turns away very quickly and goes to grab the keys for the van.
Yeah, as you try to pull away, Buck will toss you the keys. And while you do that, again, while still smoking, he's going to go and grab a jerry can and he's going to start fueling this thing up.
Ellie's gonna wait outside of the car.
I'm going to have you do a roll. Oh, she gets kind of excited for a second. She's like, now I get to show you where we get to park our cars.
Ellie, having not thought about where they were going to park this, goes, yes, that sounds... I was kind of actually wondering where that happens.
So we got places all over town. Shh. We'll talk about it afterwards, okay? You're going to love it. It's great.
Can't wait.
How well are you mastering your emotions right now, do you think?
I think Ellie is struggling. Ellie is, ever since that moment, is like kind of avoiding direct eye contact with Lila.
Okay. Let's go with manipulation subterfuge if you have that.
Great. I think I have manipulation.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have manipulation. I do not have any subterfuge.
Okay. So normally it would be at a 6, but because you don't have any, we're going to put the base difficulty at 7.
Great.
So that's going to be the main rule I do, is if you don't have the skill, I will still allow you to attempt it. It'll just be harder.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, disadvantage of, oh, okay, I didn't roll this one. That's why. Okay, that is 2 successes.
Okay. So I'm just going to have her roll something. While Buck is taking care of the car, he's making sure that tires are pumped up and everything. He's not going to just let you roll off with an absolute shit heap off of his lot. She's going to take you aside for just a moment. Hey. What's going on in there?
Sorry for, was just, for a second, I was back in St. Louis.
Maybe for the first time, you don't see the smirking Cheshire cat split-face grin. And she's just going to put her hand on your shoulder. A little bit of a pat, but then she keeps it there. Unless you don't let her.
No, she can.
Okay. Good memory or bad one? Bit of both.
The way you had the it was the same type of expression Mentat had. It was the last expression I saw before. So bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Once we get this all sorted, get back home. I go troll some kids on some fucking video game. Got this one little prick in South Korea I am tired of losing to, and I think he's cheating.
Just because
I
your
don't want to
cheats
hear any of
aren't
that shit.
working. Okay. Sure.
Because I'm hacking and somehow he's winning? Nuh-uh.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Fucking North Korean bot farm bullshit.
It's okay to admit it's a skill issue, you know.
You really want to argue with me?
Ellie runs into their car and just turns it on. See ya.
Now's not a good time to find out about my emotional support sledgehammer. Would you say that that's a good point to fade out from?
Yes.
All right. Sam, first of all, thank you for being a good sport for having a series of bad goes.
I'm not gonna pretend like I wasn't looking up next clans to to be a part of.
Well, the Tremere don't have any players.
Hey.
Okay. I'm going in order of who is still on night, I believe, 4, and we'll be getting to night 5 soon. That'll be where we pick up with some of you. If I can do this right, we'll be doing that with the break. So, we're going to pick back up with Kate. You are on your way back to Hutchinson. You were given the main tour of the hospital and the campus that surrounds it. You were driven around a good portion of the city from there, while you were getting a little bit of local history. But primarily you were driving by a wide variety of establishments in the city, understanding bits and pieces, not the entire operation, but bits and pieces of where Veritas has some stations, because they can't all operate centrally off of Hutchinson. It's a good hub, but they can't all, say, deploy there if there's an emergency. So there has to be garages or little field offices. So you're seeing a few of those. We're not going to get into exact details because that's too granular for my own head. But you know they exist. If at some point that becomes plot relevant, we can figure that out. You're learning some businesses that specifically have Veritas security. Some of them are Kindred owned, some of them aren't. and everywhere in between. You get the impression that at least some are ghoul-owned or ghoul-operated, hired goon. And it's giving you a good understanding of just how far spread those eyes are. You're beginning to answer at least part of the question of how the Ventrue maintain this level of control and peace and stability. You're not getting the entire picture, but you're getting some significant puzzle pieces that contribute to it. As you get back to Hutchinson, which is where your car is parked, you have been told you should be going to the firing range. As you're getting closer to Veritas, he's going to ask you, Mr. Rook, have you ever done any shooting before? And I
Not
don't mean
for a
the
very
carnival.
long time.
Okay. Since you were a kid, or?
Yeah, it was more hunting style.
Okay. This is going to be a little bit different. Some of the same rules apply vis-a-vis safety. One thing I'll tell you now is you've never been in an altercation with one of us before?
No.
Okay. We're a lot more resilient. Ventrue more so because of gifts of what we are. We can withstand more of a barrage than most. Let's say, for example, you're gunning down a Bruja. Happens a fair amount. They, like the rest of us, will take less of a hit from it. You shoot them in the head, though, however, different story.
I think I've seen up close what happens then.
Good. Yeah. Nasty business, but necessary. Point blank works great. From a distance, probably better with something sharp. But dealing with one of us is usually a bit of an outlier in this exact job. Helps to be prepared. But if you ever actually have to shoot anyone, it's probably going to be a random person trying to break in or cause a problem. 99 out of 100, you will never have to clear leather. Just the presence alone can deter. But in the instance that you actually do have to make use, we're going to start getting you sorted. Mr. Halsey won't want someone untrained and unprepared, so this is going to be a bit of a process. But as long as you are persistent and you take instruction, doesn't matter how bad you are right now, and you will be, which is not a remark on you, but a case of what is expected as a result, what the bare minimum needs to be. And we are going to get you there. We're just going to figure out how much time and effort that's going to take. So, we're going to start you on a 9mm and work your way up from there. As you roll up to the building, that combination of industrial yet stylized brutalism, glass and concrete, almost glossy concrete especially, that extra layer of refinement. You are guided through the building and down the elevator rather than up. You go down a couple of floors, and you are led into a very well soundproofed firing range. Each of their individual lanes And it's been a while since I've done this, so the terminology is going to be a bit rusty for me. So apologies for
It's
those
okay.
of
You
you
can
who
just
know
say
better.
it, and I won't know any better.
No, because there's at least a couple people here that will know better. You're going to have your individual firing lines. You're going to have the paper targets on a stack that you're going to have to clip to that rail system that's going to move to the back. And he does set up a couple for you. He's going to set up 2 lanes. So you're not going to have to be firing, bring it back, put it back up, go. This is going to be a case of it's going to put down sheet, sends it down, sheet, sends it down, and then on both sides he's going to put down we'll go with 3 magazines of 10 rounds each. Now, we're not going to roll for all of that. We're going to do some broad strokes rolling just to see how you do. And what he's going to do is, without the gun being loaded, he's just going to have you walk through the process of you showing him how safe you are. So, this is going to be your first roll, because you don't have anything in firearms yet. Okay. Let's go with what's higher, intelligence or wits?
Wits.
Okay. I'd say you're being thrust into a new situation. You might be trying to desperately remember some old tips that you were taught about how to handle a gun safely without hurting you or anyone around you, what the proper etiquette is, the usual don't point it at anyone, trigger discipline, muzzle discipline, all that sort of thing. So we're going to have you roll for that to see how well you do, how much you remember.
Just rolling wits.
You're going to roll wits, and you because you don't have firearms, so it's going to be at a difficulty of 7.
Okay. No successes.
But no botch?
No botch. Just a singular one that canceled out my 1 success.
Okay. I would say you fumble at trying to work the action. Trying to pull the slide back, trying to get it to just actuate the way you want it to. And he doesn't seem gruff or impatient, but he does come up with his to show you standing side by side, like tilting the gun, not to fire that way, but he's going to take the mag out of his, clear the chamber, and he's just going to walk you through all the little processes of how to do this properly. Comfortably, smoothly. There is, what's the term for this? It's slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I feel like I just made Isker proud.
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah. Slow is steady, steady is smooth, smooth is fast.
I think it depends on who's saying it. But thank you. So it's all about that. It's control. As long as you're doing that, it doesn't matter if you're not being the best shot in the world. It's just about doing everything properly. Everything else comes afterwards. So what I'm going to have you do, we're just going to make this 3 very quick rolls. You're going to do same thing you just did because you don't have firearms. It's going to be out of 7. And you're just going to tell me your total successes. You're going to tell me, no, that's the bad way of doing it. You're just going to tell me if you botch any.
Okay.
I'm fine if you fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the end of the world. This is, nobody starts being a crack shot. I don't care how Raylan Givens you claim you are. You started somewhere. As long as you're not botching, you're fine.
Okay. Am I still rolling wits?
Yes.
Okay.
No, sorry, dexterity for this. My apologies.
Okay.
Because now this is about hand-eye coordination. You can do another thing here if you'd like to change your odds a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend blood
Does that
to
only
add.
count on one roll or for this series?
This would count for the entire scene.
Okay, then I will do that.
Okay, just mark down your blood.
Mhm.
How hungry are you getting right now?
I'm only down 3 currently, so.
Okay. That's future Kate's problem then.
That's not a big problem.
Okay.
Okay, 7
Yep.
is the okay.
So how many dice are you rolling now?
A 3.
Okay.
That was 2 successes on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
1 success on the second,
Okay.
and 2 on the third.
Okay. Not as inconsistent as it could be. It's a case of you start to get the hang of it, and then you fall down a bad habit for a second, and then you got some correction. You are not hitting bullseyes, but you are maybe starting to get at least a little bit of consistency of being on the paper target. You're at least... My dad did this for a number of years, and I went to the range with him back in the fall. He goes, well, at least you're scaring the shit out of him. So you're at least getting that. You are putting it in the general direction of where it needs to be. You're just going to have to work on your sight line and trying to get more comfortable with the gun. And that doesn't come from one session. This is going to be rigorous, ongoing practice. That idea of you put 1,000 rounds down range, step 2 is referred back to step 1. So, you're doing okay. You are showing competence. You're showing an ability to take instruction, critique, and getting better. Not going to be anyone's first call during a firefight, but you're not going to be considered a liability. Good for a first day in a field that you have no experience in. That's how to venture. To be the best venture is to just excel at it immediately, but, doing pretty good so far. After, I would say, a couple hours of this, you can put down in your notes, and this is something you decide if you want to do when we go through the experience tally. If you want to spend experience on this, you have fully justified spending this. But we can have that conversation later. After everything is said and done, he's going to be walking you through how to clean this thing, because you're going to be taking it home with you. Because part of it is you being responsible for a weapon. That's something you're going to have to get used to. So you can also add a 9mm. Again, we will go over what the actual specifics are for it. It's going to be, just send me a note after stream, because I'm going to have to go and find the table. During this process, is there anything you want to talk about or ask?
No, I think right now it's just really focusing in on learning this and taking correction and building some skills.
Okay, so this is all just business right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, staying on task. Yeah, he can respect that. Once this is all settled and done, this is cleaned and put in a proper foam-lined gun case that you can carry to your car. And he will show you to it. Unless you have anything else you want to add, he bids you goodnight.
Gonna head back to Historic District, so I'm assuming it's quite late at this point.
Yes. If you want to do hunting, we'll be doing that as part of the next night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make sure I'm home in plenty of time.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to take care of before you pass out?
Probably ordering a safe, like a small gun safe, maybe.
Okay. Write that down.
Yep.
I would say that's very easily done. It just may or may not be there for a day or two.
Yeah.
So you'll want to find somewhere in the place to put that.
Even Venture were stuck with Amazon Prime shipping.
Could be worse. Could be Canada Post. Now, we will get the final thoughts obviously later, and we will be coming back to you once we get to the next night. But for now, Kate is done for the evening.
Mhm.
Okay. We are going to pick up with Cora. You are leaving the cemetery. Whether or not you were zoned out or your phone is on mute or doesn't even vibrate, at some point in the last little while, you got a text message
Ah,
from Grace.
I will look down at that little
And you had
notification.
one from Kate.
Oh, yes. What was that one again?
It said, Cora, are you still with us? Because last it was.
Oh,
group
that was in the group
message.
chat.
Yeah, hey, anyone want to stop me? I'm going into the cemetery by myself.
Right. I need to respond to both of those. Am I still walking with Costello right now?
I'd say you're at your car. He's bid
Okay.
you good night.
In that case, I will sit in the driver's seat of my vehicle and flip open the phone, look at both messages. What does the one from Grace say?
When you're
Or
done.
was it just a missed call?
No, it was a message. It says, meet me at the house.
Okay. She has a bit of like authority over me, whereas my friends are my friends. So I'm gonna respond to her first and say, I'll put Bonaventure, be there in 15. And then
And then gun it.
yeah, well, and then send a message to the group chat as well.
This is just a thumbs up or
Alive as I was going in.
okay. So 15 minutes is slightly tight, but not untenable. You are gonna have to
Yeah.
be a little speedy.
That's what I figured.
Okay. Now,
I thought, what's the most like edge of reasonability that Cora can get there while being, moderately quick, but not
so here's
know.
the fun thing.
causing a lot of attention.
I normally don't make people roll for driving unless they are doing things above and beyond.
Uh-huh.
You are trying to speed now a little bit. You're trying to get somewhere in a very timely fashion in a sporty car when you could have done this 20 or 30 minutes.
That's
You've
true.
imposed an artificial deadline that you are trying to keep. So
Yes, she did.
this is going to be Dex and Drive.
Okay. Dex and Drive.
Still going to be 6.
All right. Luckily,
Your
I'm good at these things.
yeah, your what is it? Specialty does not apply because it's not that kind of car.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'll remind you of is, yes, you may have a lot of dice, but that's a lot of opportunity for ones. Looking at you, Sam.
Also true. All right, so apply my celerity as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's Dex plus Celerity plus Drive, and that's your dice pool.
All right. For those curious, when I do this, I roll 8 dice.
You could roll more if you were going to spend blood.
I could. I am not, however.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Or at least
Okay.
the kids.
This is pretty acceptable.
Okay.
Strangely acceptable. So those two will cancel out. But that still leaves me with 4 successes. So that's pretty
Nicely
good.
done. Okay. I would say, because you've actually driven this road a fair amount the last couple of days, and you've learned almost like a track, but in a much longer form version of it.
Oh, yes.
You've gone back and forth. You are starting to learn all its little nuances, nooks and crannies, and you get there under your 15-minute window. In fact, the only thing that actually slows you down any is having to stop at the gate for the usual check. But there is a moment where the one you may suspect is called Julius, that was referred to by Atherton, recognizes you, recognizes the car, and goes, "Any additional passengers tonight that we can't see?"
Not tonight, just delivering myself.
There's a long, slow blink. Very well. And
You don't want me to hit the trunk.
Would you like to pop the trunk?
Just to prove it.
Mm.
I've got a little extra time. She'll
Ooh,
pop the
getting
trunk.
cocky now. The hubris of speed. Okay. So these individuals are used to looking at things that may or may not be there. And it's not just they open the trunk and go, okay, that's fine. It's there's physical padding to not find a, invisible tabby going, ow, right in the eye. Satisfied. Thank you for your cooperation.
Julius, was it?
Yes,
Have a good night.
you as well. And you'll do that. The gate will open. Your wave through. Vroom. You do see a scattering of cars. A little more than you saw the day before. Although they do seem to be getting ready to go for the most part, because it is beginning to be not dangerously close, but you'll want to start moseying about now.
We are in the wee hours of the night.
Yes. And you want a good amount of leeway, and it's not their only business they're doing tonight. I'm assuming, just find a place to park?
Absolutely. I'll just drive around to that lot in the back.
Okay. You go up to the front door. You see Bruno, as always.
Cora's going to continue her habit of greeting Bruno in Italian, just to see if he will eventually say something back. It's just like a quick
What do you
like, how's it
actually
going?
say? Okay. He doesn't seem to comprehend what's being said. He just assumes you're giving a greeting, and he just nods.
All right. Cora's just gonna be like, okay.
Sometimes a name is just a name.
and walk on in.
Okay. It's not busy and bustling, but it's not pin drop quiet either. You know that there are conversations. You can't hear anything. It's not like that echoing reverberation, but it's that infrasound thing of, you just know there's conversations. excuse me, nothing too secret, just there's life in the old girl yet.
Mm.
You, I guess, wander around, you try to ask anyone.
I guess first person I keep my eyes open for is Grace.
Mhm.
After that, Atherton, since he knows everything that goes on in here.
Mhm.
And after that, just keep my eyes open for any other random person. I know Lump. Maybe Lump knows where she's at.
Okay. You get the impression it's more like a scattering of parlor conversations at the moment.
Mm.
You do see what you assume to be more serving staff walking around. But eventually you do see Atherton, who is always in his element in this place.
Excellent. I'll wave to him.
Ah, Miss Violante. How are we this evening?
Very well. Is doing a lot of things tonight. Grace is here to see me now.
Ah, yes, I believe she is upstairs and to the left in one of the parlors.
Okay, perfect. I hope I didn't keep her waiting too long.
Oh, she's only been here for about the last 2 hours. You're not her only meeting, don't worry.
That is a relief. You had me scared there for a minute.
Well, you must forgive an old man having a little bit of fun.
I shouldn't make it 2 hours and 10 minutes, so...
Quite right. And I'm assuming you excuse yourself and head on up?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Kind of do the, like, skip a step up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So the fun thing is, you manage to make it 15 minutes on the dot as you're walking through.
Wow.
And as she's putting down her phone just as you enter the shot, as if the phone dropping out of the shot reveals you walking in. Well, quite remarkable timing. Well done. Please have a seat.
I was gonna make sure the pizza didn't have to be free.
Well, that could be one of your euphemisms if that's what you're going to go with.
That's not a 15 minutes or less.
Have a seat.
She'll sit down.
Out of character, you guys are far too used to people like Lila.
You know Cora's got a bit of a chip on her shoulder sometimes.
Is that Cora or is that you? What I thought. Okay. So, how did it go? All of it.
I'd say, Ira seems like a good man, so that was nice.
What was the state of him?
He was cautious at first when I approached. He needed to cover some things up when I entered the space, but
He actually let you
overall,
inside.
yeah.
Well, that bodes well.
Yeah. I let him take my number just in case.
For all the good that it does, he's not always attentive to calls.
As for the pickup, in the end it all worked out. I was a little
I
hesitant at first.
What did you learn from that?
I'm going to need to learn the line between discretion and key information to perform a transaction.
I take it in your old life you were abundantly above board.
We tried to be anyway.
You're going to have to find the line of that as well.
Cora, although it is not completely analogous, Cora thinks back just for a split second to a conversation with Gerhardt telling her about how she needed to learn to be a bit more cutthroat if she was going to survive.
So, is this the sort of job you feel comfortable doing, other than the mild speed bump?
Yes, and now that it's happened once, I don't think that will be a regular occurrence, so...
Good. You may have other things to pick up, maybe more of the same. You may have other things. You may have slightly less reputable clients.
I see.
It may also just be a case of I need you to do a wellness check on someone or to put eyes on something.
I'm happy to do those as well.
Do you know how to take care of yourself if you were to get into an altercation?
I learned a little something back home for a few weeks right before I left, but
So no.
mostly no.
Well, I can put you in touch with a few people to correct that oversight. If you're going to end up being a courier, you don't want to be so easily robbed.
Yes, I don't have someone riding with a shotgun on the stagecoach with me, so...
Well, perhaps if you talk to Ira, although that would involve getting him out of his house. Rather impressive that you were welcomed in. He's not very keen on such things.
Yes. I'm not sure exactly what motivates his caution, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to visit him again.
Well, if it helps motivate him, I encourage it. That keeps him on task. Check in on him. Though, maybe wait for there to be a more official reason to show up. Showing up
Of course.
unannounced with just saying hello might not have the same reception.
And that makes sense to me.
Which leads me to an offer. I have a good sense that you could be of use. You have a skill set. You just need to be trained in certain ways. These things can be done. In remuneration, you'll have a small stipend to get you started. We will also fashion you with a place to live, because you cannot stay here forever.
That has been weighing on me, so...
You'll be allowed to stay here for a few more nights while I secure an appropriate place. Assuming, of course, you agree.
Is it an on-call sort of situation?
Yes,
All right.
there may be some
That's-
nights where you are expected from the outset to be working, and others where you may get called, regardless of what you're doing, to do a task.
That's a lot to take on, but I'm no stranger to hard work, so...
Glad to hear it. Do you have any questions or concerns?
The car I have that I picked up at that track a few days ago. It's not exactly the most discreet. Will that be a problem?
Only if you act indiscreet with it. You may want to have it altered or detailed in such a way. Do you know where to go for that?
Well, I was thinking about asking Lila or Ed to change the license plates at least. For the rest, I'm not sure.
Mr. Hezekiah would be appropriate for changing the plates. Lila would be likely involved at some stage. That would be your best angle. In terms of having the car itself altered, Lila might have some tips for that, or Mr. Silverstone.
I've been meaning to pay him another visit, so that works out.
Well, at least you have the contacts yourself.
Speaking of contacts, I used my personal phone for this first job, but is that something you want me to keep separate? Should I get another one?
Keep it for now. If things change or escalate, we will rediscuss the matter.
And one final question, if you don't mind, Grace. These things I'm doing, is it mostly for the clan, or am I working for everybody?
You'd be working for myself and your Primogen.
Okay. I like that.
There may be instances where we extend a hand to our fellows, but primarily you're doing it for us. There's dealings in, of course, helping those in need, regardless of clan. But sometimes that's a case of they've bartered for it. We first and foremost take care of our own. But there are days when it is in our collective interest to take care of others for a price. So, I do not lie. She's going to reach into her clutch and she's going to hand you a little manila envelope that's been folded over. And she slides it across the very small coffee table. And you can tell from the shape and the visible weight of it that it is cash. Now, normally we will be doing more of a digital way of things, but everyone needs a bit of pocket money, don't they?
Yes, I had to pay the tab the last time the other new kids and I went out, so this is going to be useful.
And how are things with them?
I like them.
I warn you not to get too attached. I don't know if your sire told you, there is an attrition rate among the very young. Has nothing to do with how good or they are, but law of averages is always against the weakest and the youngest.
Right.
So if you all make it, congratulations. But don't allow yourself to be pulled down into the churn with someone who makes a stupid decision. You don't need another visceral reminder of your first night here, do you?
No, I think once was enough.
I hope so. Anything else?
No, thank you for the opportunity, Grace.
If you don't hear from me, I may send someone else to sort out your living arrangements.
All right, I'll keep my ears open.
If I don't do it, you'll likely hear from Mr. Carrick. I know you've met him.
I have to think of last names.
That would be Lewis.
Ah. Okay. Yes. As we just talked about not getting attached. He's another one I like.
At that, there is... Actually, I'm going to have you roll.
Ooh.
Perception, empathy.
Sympathy. Let's
Perception.
do it. Perception. Okay, there's those. Oh. That, I would like to count that, but it fell out of my hand. It would have been a double. I wasn't intending to roll. I'm not going to count it. And then my empathy. Okay. I have the dice I need. The standard 6 success. Okay.
Unless I say otherwise, it's always 6.
All right. So, in that case, I have a single success. I had a couple of ones cancel out some
Okay.
others.
You catch a thinness in the smile,
Mm,
and we'll leave it at that.
okay. Catching the thinness in the smile. Cora's never really been one to shy away from asking questions. Oh. You don't think that's a good idea?
Conversation for a different night. Speaking of which, I'll be heading out now.
Of course. We're burning nighttime, so.
We'll be in touch. She gets
She'll
Okay.
she'll stand up at the same time as she does.
You're gonna go for the handshake?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. No, she reciprocates that properly.
Okay.
And then she very confidently strides out on the click-clack of heels.
And I won't linger. I'll follow after her. I will give myself a moment, now that she has excused herself, to do the uncouth thing of counting how much money she gave me. And then I'll leave the room.
My brain just went back to Home Alone to don't count your tips in public. But eventually, I'm assuming you also are going to leave the building?
Yes, I'll head out. I suppose, since the night is growing short, I'll probably make my way over back to the cottage.
Okay. I have a very small scene for you there, and then we're going to go to break.
All right.
So you get in. It's nice and quiet, especially in comparison to the rest of the city, and even more quiet than Elysium. No one is here. There's just a little bit of that wind in the breeze. Wind in the breeze. Wind in the trees. Wow. I have not had any caffeine today, guys. You hear a little bit of a slight insect sound. Maybe animals, you're not quite sure, but it's just the sound of nature. And being all by herself?
She's just kind of walk around the space a little bit at first.
Mm.
You know, I was starting to like it here, she'll say out loud to herself. It's, it's good. Now I'm starting for real. She will go over to the couch where she tossed her blazer before she went out adventuring for the night, and remove the blue hibiscus flower that Olivia gave her earlier from its pocket. Trying to take good care of it is not to disturb the petals. And she'll walk over to her room and open up one of her suitcases and take out a book written in German about meditation. It looks like one of those things that was probably a bestseller at some point. Who knows if it's effective, but it got a lot of attention. And she'll open it up to the last page that she read before she came here. One of those nights she was still dealing with the sting of her hand singed. Listening to the tick of the little refrigerator in her space back in Frankfurt. And she'll put the flower in there. Pause for a moment. Close the book.
At that moment, when you press the book and those little fine particles of compressed air push the scent out towards you, you're not smelling the flower. You smell water? No. Ice. But not like from a freezer. The indescribable yet instant telltale scent of ice you only get on an ice rink. And for a moment you feel as though you were laying on that ice rink in Frankfurt. The only source of warmth is a small touch on your hand. But like all good things, it's over far too quick.
I think we'll let Cora's reaction be mine, and she's tearing up a little bit.
Unless you'd like to add anything, we can go to break from there.
Nah, that's good.
Okay. See you in a few, folks. That's the end of the night. Welcome back to Savannah by Night. If you're just joining us, this is our Vampire the Masquerade V20 campaign here on Knights of Silvermoon. If you're new here, you can check with our Discord and socials to see what other games we have upcoming. But I won't linger on that as we get back into the game proper. It is now the start of Night 5. This is Sunday night in August 2024. Sorry folks, we're a little behind on the calendar. There will be a bit of a speed up at some point in the campaign. But for now, we're watching them fail in real time. Okay, just Sam. We resume with Artem in the small but newly refurbished guest house on Alden's land, isolated from most of the city. Not quite island, but secluded, private to itself. What are you doing with your day? Or evening?
I think it's finally time to start doing my job.
Okay. The previous night was spent getting tools, supplies. How are you employing that?
So, I think we're going to start with the interior, specifically sitting room, main lobby, wherever he's most likely to have guests. And if I guess if Chris wants to help, she can start tearing down wallpaper. But the idea is, yeah, we're gonna take our new tools and we're just going to start refurbishing in the best way that we can. How does it look in like the main room?
It has definitely seen better days. Some of the furniture isn't in the greatest condition. Some of it almost feels like it's maybe not waterlogged, but feels like it's been dealing with exposure. Maybe a bit of rot in a couple of places. So
Furniture seems like a solid place to start. Let's go through, take some inventory, see what we can save and what we need to replace.
Okay. So this tidies in to some of the thing that you've been needing to deal with since the last evening. You had a punching bag ripped to shreds and a bit of Chris's blood on it. While she didn't injure herself, the issue was you don't leave incriminating evidence behind. So you were told to burn it.
Yes.
You are likely going to have some things here that you're going to need to burn just to get rid of.
Yeah. It seems like we could do those things at the same time.
As you're waking up and you're heading into the house and starting to take inventory of what needs to be done, you do see Alden in his bestial nature. Again, dressed in the three-piece suit, no tie. Little gold cufflinks. As he sits on the main stairway inside the house, holding a cup of tea in his slightly monstrous hands. Not sipping, but clearly enjoying the aroma, the heat, as it warms his hands. And adds a little something to the room that isn't that underlying bit of decay, refuse that needs to be dealt with. Do you inform him of your plan, or do you just start doing things?
Yeah, I'll tell him what I'm planning to do and ask him if there's anything that he wants to keep for sure.
But you're starting to go around, you're going, hey, can I get rid of this? Can I get rid of that? Is that okay?
That's the idea.
Okay. He'll point to a few things that he definitely wants you to see if you can save. A couple of chairs in particular. It's less about the cushioning, more just, is the frame still good? He understands the cushioning is probably, like, the fabric is going to be what really has to go on most things. He understands that there's going to be wood rot or just broken things that need to go. There's some things that might be able to be fixed, but a lot of things are just going to have to go. there are some antique dressers or other sort of accoutrements of the house that he was going to try and keep, but he is going to be listening to your opinion for the most part, as long as you're not being reckless, like, oh, that all has to go.
Yeah, no,
If you are like meticulous, like, okay, we can keep this, I'm going to pick through this, and you're going to really go through the inventory piece by piece and not just
Yeah.
grabbing an entire room and lobbing it in a bonfire.
Yeah, and I'll even try to like, so for chairs, right? Like most of this frame can stay. This leg has to go. I'll look for opportunities to do that kind of stuff, right? I'd like to keep as much as I can because I know that like nostalgia is a big deal for our kind, but you know, trying to apply my expertise in the most constructive way possible.
Yeah, it's a bit of teeth pulling in the sense you know that he's not happy by it, but he's dealing with the fact that it just needs to be done. He's looking for the things he can save. He's receptive to you trying to find ways to cannibalize one thing to save another. He's finding there's sense to that, even if he's not thrilled. But he's not fighting you. He's not throwing anything at you.
That comes later.
Yeah. He's just dealing with, that piece. All right. That one goes to the pile. That one goes to the pile. That one can be, yeah, there's a lot of sorting. This is going to definitely take a while, and you're not going to be able to do the whole house. This is a room by room thing.
Yeah.
So we'll work on the lobby and sort of that main den parlor area for now, just to kind of focus in. So this is not going to be the only thing you end up doing. That can be next week.
Sure.
So, you're definitely going to be doing this for a couple of hours. You can get Chris to gleefully start ripping down wallpaper or anything else that she is finding heinous. And she is surprisingly on Alden's side about trying to keep some things. She's a little more frustrated by it, but you don't know if that's playing it or if it's legitimate. It's hard to know right now.
Can I make a roll to try and determine that?
Sure. Okay. What you will see, though, of course, is if there's anything she gets to break, there is genuine enjoyment and enthrallment with it. It's shout it all out level of therapy going on there.
Yeah, and I'm trying to I'll when I need something broken, I'll go to her first, most likely.
You might need to be the one that's ripping it off the wall or whatever, but in terms of just take this outside and break it to shit, little gremlin takes it outside.
Do what you want with it. She's gonna destroy it.
To an extent, Alden is not just letting you do everything. This is his house. It's his domain. He is involved in it. If there's a thing where it's not about how heavy it is, but as much as awkward, that needs two people to move, he's involved. And things like carpets, there would be a few. He very unceremoniously just grabs them and he's taking it outside to add to the pile that's eventually going to burn, either in one big pyre or a series of them. But for the most part, it's a case of simply cleaning it. It's not making it pristine, but it does help make it feel better. It's definitely going to need new furniture, or at least refurbishing what still remains. But it feels less brutal to look at. Like
Mhm.
there was progress made, even if it doesn't really feel like it.
Yeah. And can I say before we really get started that before I start in any room, I take a picture with my phone of like what it looked like.
Oh, you're gonna give him the HGTV before and after?
It's more about trying to match when we start putting things back in as well as I can.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Easily done. Might want to write that down for yourself,
Yeah,
though.
I'll do that. Okay.
As for the roll, that would be perception empathy if you wanted to do that.
All right. That's not going to be very high, but that's fine. Excuse me. Okay. So I've got photos of the rooms before I trash them, and now perception and empathy. Well, my perception's good. Yep, my perception's good.
What about your empathy?
Well, you know, it's impolite to like talk about stuff like that. So,
Okay. Is it at a 0?
yes.
Okay, so you're gonna be rolling at a difficulty of 7.
Okay. Botch.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell if this is just sort of American humor. You can't tell if this is young girl being bratty. You don't know if this is someone being conflicted. You don't know if this is some kind of contrarianism. You're just getting white noise made of question marks. And I'm going to say you should write this down for yourself. For the rest of the evening, whatever scene you have with her, you do not know how to read her.
Okay, sounds good.
You have the new Botch King. Okay, so what are you doing now?
Um, so let's see. I had a list of things that I sent you. So my plan is basically just to do this all night. At some point, I would also like to text Havel and ask her what it would cost to get more lessons.
Okay. You're not going to get an immediate response.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that later. Let's go into a practical matter. How's your hunger? Because for everyone starting a new night, you're going to take a point of blood off your sheet.
I am at -4.
This man is dead. And I don't mean the Savannah by night kind of, just gone. Immolated.
What? I've got a solid pool, so -4 is like pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Well, you tell me. Do you need to eat or are you good?
I should be okay, but if we're doing outside stuff, I would like to kind of get a lay of the land in terms of like what kinds of animals are running around this property that I might be able to snack on.
So the thing is, you're not in the middle of a thick, lush forest.
Yeah.
Certainly not the primeval one that you were, or I guess primordial forest that you were in back home. This is more of a developed area. Although where you are immediately is more secluded, more forested in, but still not a thicket landmass to itself. There's not going to be deer and wolves running around. So whatever you find is going to be on the rodent side of things, unless you're going to try what you did the other night at Elysium.
I think I do want to try that, actually. And since I still don't really know how, could I roll to have use my more practical human hunting instincts first?
Okay. How are you going to do that? I have a thought, but you tell me what you got in mind.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is we're kind of, it's not an island, but
it more or less is. It's basically connected by a road.
Yeah. If we're surrounded by water, then we might be looking for fish, or maybe, maybe something bigger. It seems like that could be something that might be on the menu.
Okay. I will say if you're going for fish, you're going to have to get a lot of fish.
Yes.
I would say, like, even a decent-sized fish is going to give you half a point.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a little involved, a bit of an investment.
Mm-hmm. What about crocodiles?
Well, first they're gators, but
what about gators?
Yeah. If you can find one. You remember that it was a bit of a trick last time.
I do remember it was a bit of a trick last time. So maybe I'll try to remember what I'll try to remember the signs, which I might be able to put together thinking about what led up to finding the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just try to combine that with my experience from the primordial forest, where I was doing more
Valheim the Masquerade.
Hunting. Right, exactly.
Okay. So you're going to go up to the edge of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting in the water, or?
I think I would get in, yeah.
Okay. So, with your shoes, pants rolled up, like what do we?
Yeah, sorry. So we'll take the shoes off. Pants would be rolled up. We might even just be wearing shorts today because we're just, doing housework.
Okay. We're going to lean into your previous botch for a second.
Oh, good.
You caught Chris looking at you, but you don't know why or what that meant.
Damn it.
Who wears short shorts? Artem wears short shorts.
Hey, it's in style, okay?
Sure.
Hey, that's what she told me, probably. She was
yeah,
there
but
when
in
I
a
bought
way
them.
that was all, yeah, they're in style. Group chat, ping, ping, ping. Ladies, you're welcome.
So we'll go out into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Again, looking for something I might recognize from the last time I made this happen. And if I see anything that I might recognize, then I think I would go again for the blood in the water.
Okay. Now, are you just doing it right next to you, or are you sort of just flick? Trying to get it like scattering.
Probably trying to scatter, yeah.
Okay. That would be a way to do it. You will get more of a wider net that way.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say is we're going to treat this like a hunting roll.
Okay.
So we're going to go with what would be the best way to do this? Survival will be one of them. I'm trying to think what would be the correct primary skill to use for this. So I'm thinking
I'd be happy with, perception maybe?
no, because that's you trying to find something. This is you trying to lure something else. So
sure.
Let's go with manipulation.
Oh, good.
Trying to manipulate the animal.
Ooh.
Did you just botch again?
I did not. I did the opposite. I'm rolling for a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just...
Did you redeem yourself?
Looks like... Yes, I did. 3.
Yeah, 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
On how many dice?
3.
Nicely done. Any of them are 10s?
Yes, there was a 10, and then the re-roll was also a 10, which was, I know I don't get another roll, but it is cool.
It is. Nicely done. Okay, that's worth something then. We reward crits, we punish botches. So, it does take a few minutes, but you do hear that telltale reptilian snort. As if it's just cresting the water and clearing the nostril.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get the sense of the direction. And if you're looking hard enough, you can see those eyes mixed within the glittering of the water. So what do you want to do now? You have moments to decide, because it's taken the bait, but now it sees the prize.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try and confuse it with the with animalism. I'm gonna try and connect with it mentally and just try and get it to basically think about what it's doing for a second so that I can get in there and start doing my thing.
So which ability are you trying to use?
The ability I'm trying to use is...
Just the first level, or?
Yeah, just the first level.
So you're just trying to talk to the animal, or are you trying to command it?
I'm trying to... I'll guess I'll try and command it to, like, halt.
Okay. So this would be manipulation and animal ken.
Okay.
And difficulty is just gonna go with 6.
Okay. Hey, hell yeah. Hold on. Nice. Same result as last time. 3.
Nice. So you're just trying to get it to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Based on that, I'll allow you to give it a different command.
Okay. Can I tell it to turn around?
So is the end game of this that you're going to feed on it?
Yes. Yeah, the
Okay.
end game is basically don't attack me. I'm going to attack you.
Okay. So I would say, to cut a long story short, you're going to try and get this up onto the shore.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, you're trying to assert enough will over it that it's going to put itself into a position that you're going to bite through all that reptilian armor, and you're going to take a good long swig.
That's the idea.
Okay. So let's say that you are able to get it up on the shore. I'm not going to have you do any more rolls because I feel like you've pretty solidly done this.
Okay.
And you're able to keep the creature calm. It's paying attention. It's confused, but in a way that's almost sedate. I'm assuming you're doing the Crocodile Dundee, just sort of like stroking the snout.
That's kind of the idea.
Him calm. Yeah. And you go in with your teeth bared. Now the question is, do you drain it or
no?
Catch and release.
Catch and release. That's how I was taught.
Good. Okay. I'm trying to remember what we did last time for amount.
It was 4 last time.
It was 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they don't have a lot of higher brain function and they're pretty beefy. So, because they can be pretty huge.
Yeah.
Because you have the merit of being able to actually taste food, you can enjoy it. You're going to get a sense of not just the animal's blood, but a sense of its diet. The taste of the type of water that you're in. You're going to taste the fish that it's been eating. Occasional squirrel. An undertone of something that you can't quite identify.
Oh, it's Max.
Was Max. Yep, the distinct hint of Bruja.
I feel more rambunctious for some reason.
But you put it into a good old nap.
Yeah. Fairly confident that he's going to be... He won't be disturbed here. I feel like I can just leave him, so I'll give him a nice little pat on the snout. Say, thanks, buddy. And then go back to doing what we're doing.
Okay. I'd say that was pretty darn successful. You got a lot done. You had a good meal. Tank full. Do you mind if I fade us out from there then for a bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Tabby. It's a new night for you. So, if you haven't already, subtract a point of blood. You wake up in the cold, dark of your chosen sewer. And while it was undisturbed and surprisingly peaceful, perhaps warmed by the thought of the fact that you do have a home to return to instead of just whichever hovel you find yourself in that night. What does bring you to full consciousness, however, is not the sound, but the feeling of something skittering over you. I don't mean above you, I mean on your body. Rats are just going by.
Grab one.
Okay.
Who needs hunting?
No, I feel like Tabba needs a win, so I'm not gonna roll for that one. You're gonna get a single point of blood off of that. You've corrected your daily deficit, but how are you doing overall?
I am now down 2.
Okay, pretty good. 2's livable. Staying hungry, staying lean. Now the question is, you've slept, you've snacked. What do you want to do with the rest of your night? Or at least, how do you want to start it?
Tabby is debating between a few different options.
Mm-hmm.
The training with Havel felt good. And she wants to do more of that.
Mm-hmm.
But she also knows that when she last talked to Ellie was going to go get a car. And Tabby's also contemplating a vehicle. But also doesn't think that she's a good driver. So
we are 0 for 2 on
we are
player
0 for 2
Nosferatu.
It's our curse. So
Technically, I have a vehicle.
Unaware, but Tabby is going to also keep wondering about if there's more to learn about Garrick and why one of the last thing that Angel said to her was to get in contact with Garrick. And obviously he's gone, but she feels like it might be worth continuing to pursue that route. Not sure why, but maybe there's something more to that, to who he was and to who he knew. So she contemplates messaging Lila. And actually just is like, what am I waiting for? And pulls out her phone and texts Lila, which I think might be her first text to her.
Probably. I'm trying to remember if you were texting back and forth at all during the racetrack shenanigans. Probably not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hey Lila, it's Tabby. This is out of the blue, I know, but did you know Garrick?
I would say you would know better about texting names and things on the phone.
Backspace.
Backspace. Just you can say to her that you have a question for her, something like that. Best etiquette to always treat your phone as compromised up to a point. and to keep details mum.
Yeah. Lila, you free at all today? Don't mean to take up any time. I'm out in the city. Was wondering if I could ask you something quick.
You see the 3 dots, and then a few seconds later, where are you?
One sec. And then Tabby will make her way out of the
Just
sewer.
sort of just up Periscope, or
Yeah, literally just looking for a street sign.
okay, easily done. Kilroy was here.
First and second.
Okay. So you send off an address, and you just get back on my way.
Thanks. Tabby will then message. First, she'll message Artem, and just real quick asking, did we share Havel's number with everyone?
So Artem did put it in the group chat, and he just with an arrow pointing that said boxing lessons. So yes.
All right. If anyone, then Tabby messages the group chat. Training with Havel was actually really cool. If anyone was wanting to go, I'd be happy to go with and go again. But then she'll just kind of wait for either a response on that or for Lila to show up.
Okay. We'll pick up with responses once we get to the other people, because they haven't started their night yet.
Cool.
So, it's not terribly long. It's maybe 20, 30 minutes before Lila pulls up and you get another text. Up top. Scramble, scramble, scramble. And the car is parked close enough that you can just move the manhole cover over, get into the car, slide the cover shut, close the door, and you are golden at that point. So I'm assuming you're gonna
Lila.
hunker down,
Yeah.
hood up, all that. Okay. You good?
Yeah, actually. Just chilling, not in the Warrens or in the... Chilling in a random place last night, seeing how it worked. I won't take up much of your time, thank you. Did you know the previous sheriff?
At this point, she's kind of doing the automotive equivalent of a Sorkin, where she's driving and talking. And not in any particular direction, just keeping it moving. And just, yeah, we all knew him. He was one of us. Why?
Was that revealed before? I feel like it was.
We'll say yes.
Okay. I don't really know. I was told to get in contact with him by my sire before I left Louisville. And I know he's dead, but I was trying to find out if there was some connection, or maybe he knew someone, knew something. I don't know if he was supposed to give me special protection or a leg up here, like you've done. Seeing if there's a thread to follow.
I mean, I don't know what he could have done for you other than the fact that he was known, he had status, it was the sheriff. It may be just a case of something bad was happening where your sire was and wanted you with someone she knew that she hoped could watch out for you.
Yeah. That's probably all it is.
Don't
Well,
overthink it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you want to
Well,
know
I've
some stuff about him, though?
do what?
Do you want to know anything about him? Maybe that'll help.
He was a good fighter, I imagine. Or he was a sheriff. I imagine he could take you down.
Oh, yeah. So here's the fun thing about a Nosferatu sheriff. Okay. Invisible, punching you through a wall.
Mm.
Or, really funny, punching you through the floor. That's a surprise. There you are, minding your own business, and basement.
Good stuff. Can't do that yet.
Just a stick at it. I can't do that, but it's fucking funny to think
It's
about.
fucking funny. I wish that displays of that type of strength were like not something where it's like, oh, gotta be so. I wish I didn't have to be so careful about that. Not that I'm like great, but I want to let loose more. But pressing more.
I was just gonna say it's a shame we're not in Vegas. They used to have this vampire octagon bullshit. It was fucking weird.
More pressing matters than I. Thank you again for seeing me. I won't keep you.
Stop apologizing, jackass.
I need a way to get around the city consistently, and I both feel like I need a vehicle, but we both know I suck with cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's worth investing in that unless you think that that's like really the best option for me.
You got another problem.
Only one?
And at that point, you do see, of course, that Lila's in her usual over-prettified face.
You look gorgeous.
I feel like this is who I am, and the other person's the mask. Or maybe it's the other way around. Or maybe they're both a lie.
Shit.
Or I'm just fucking with you, I don't know.
No, I'd love to do that at some point. It certainly would make this issue less a one. But so with that being the issue, I imagine tinted windows are not just like the best way to solve that in the meantime. And I'll just abbreviate it. Do you think I should get a vehicle now? Or that solving the pretty aspect is more important first?
It's always important to fix your skill set. Both of those are skill sets you need. But here's the fun thing. Getting a car, you can just drive it in places for now and get your shit figured out on that. You can work on both things. You don't have to just do one or the other.
That's true. I've been working on being a bit more agile. I trained with Havel the other night, and
How was that?
oh, it was good. I got my shit rocked, but like I think I'll be less.
Is that something you're into, or
No.
I'm not judging. I'm trying.
I was
to
leading
find how
into to
help you.
say that was a low point, but I think it'll be better next time because the first time sucked so bad. I am confident in some of the brawling aspect, but like she's fast as shit, and most likely a lot of my opponents, certainly if they're kindred like me, are gonna be fast as shit. But I feel like being a little bit more lithe and in control of all this gangliness will be more useful for a lot of the tasks that I'll end up needing to perform.
You gotta think about another skill, though. It's not just about the whole rope-a-dope. That helps. That's all good.
No, right. If I work on my...
What did we say earlier? Invisible, punch through wall.
Yeah.
If a really strong guy is just minding his own business, and you're weak, but you surprise the shit out of him, you're gonna change that fight real quick. Levels the playing field a little bit. If he's starting the fight, okay, he's playing cards, whatever, and all of a sudden, jaw gone.
That's true.
You ever seen the A-Team?
Nah.
Okay, we're gonna do a fucking movie night. I swear.
I know
to God.
Mr. T's in it.
Yeah, good start. Okay, so the best thing, I'm gonna have you watch goddamn Colonel Hannibal because he's the whole point of this. Okay, what he
Is
said.
goddamn part of the title?
Yes.
Okay.
First thing you're gonna do with a bully is you're gonna pop him in the eye, let him know things are gonna be different. So if you go up to somebody who's minding their own business, but you really want to beat the shit out of them, boop, where you don't want to be booped, okay? And then he can't see, he might be strong, but he's missing everything. And then you just do whatever you want. It's not about being stronger or faster all the time. It's about this shit.
Trying to work on all the
Although I say
things
the
that I know I have
deficit.
I've got a deficit in a lot of stuff. I'm trying to figure out which one's the most important to work on first.
This. Always this.
I flunked med school.
Okay. Think about the amount of people who didn't even get in the friggin' first place. Besides, look at us. You think we're all in the Warrens because we were A students?
I don't know how to answer that.
Look at that. You're finally using this. Hallelujah, the bitch can't be taught.
So I'll work on this as well as all the other stuff. Should I get a car?
Do you remember one of the first things I ever asked you?
Can I drive?
No. Do you want to steal a car tonight?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go get Ellie because
Oh, cool.
you two combined might form one brain cell.
Is Ellen not good with cars?
I'll tell you on the way.
All right. They're real good with computers. They're better than me at computers.
Vroom. Okay. We're gonna pick back up with you in a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do some smaller things over here, and then we're gonna get people towards the same part of the timeline. And we'll pick back up with that in just a little bit. I do want to check back in though with Kate just to see how she's going to start her day, because these are going to be a little more of a small set of vignettes so we can stack people up to the same part of the timeline.
Was there any conversation with Rook the night before about an expectation to head back to Veritas the next night?
There would have been an expectation to go to the range again and get a little bit more of like a proper orientation from staff there about how to basically you're going to be inducted into the training program, but not necessarily part of the human side of it. You're going to get a little bit more of a one-on-one.
Okay.
So that can be, well, you tell me. Do you want to make that part this night, or do you want to do that as Monday? Because we can make that argument that it's part of you start on Monday kind of thing.
Gotcha. I definitely need to feed tonight.
Okay. So we're gonna cut through that and we're gonna focus on the feeding part.
Yeah.
So is there a particular
But as far
way
as
you wanna
like
go about that?
organizing, as Kate's thinking through her night, if I've not heard from him by like mid-evening, I'm probably gonna reach out to the prince because he said, if I forget about you, reach out.
Okay. What are you going to send him?
I'm not going to message him immediately, so give me a minute on that, on forming that message.
It would be good to really think about where you're going to send him.
But definitely...
Dear Daddy Warbucks. Nope, delete.
Backspace.
I definitely want to
Do you know about Garrick?
To Chuck's, because this is a more than one person kind of hunger night.
I see. Okay. And you're
I'm
finally
currently
tweaking to the
down-
idea that this is more where you're going to find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I am down 5 points since I'm around people a lot, and so it takes an extra point of blood to not be creepy and cold.
Okay. So you woke up, spent blood for that, and then you spent more blood to give that blush of life.
So I'm essentially down 2 a night.
Okay.
Currently. Unless I just have a self-care night in.
Okay, good to know. So you are, first thing, are you getting dolled up, or are you trying to match a bit of a upscale grunge?
Upscale grunge. I'm going to find that happy medium, Kate. It's not like going out to that very first bar. I'm not going to be full Chuck's bar level. And more casual Kate, but where I could still go out and be my true self from wherever I go post-feeding.
Okay. So we are going to keep this part just a little bit short. So you're going to head on down there, and you're just looking for what fits your feeding preference.
Literally just first person that matches, first 2 people that match that. No particular preference.
You are taking into consideration that this is a bar. You are going to have to keep in mind that people are drinking.
I'll buy someone a drink to start a conversation.
What I mean is this: whatever blood you take in
is going to be drinking blood. Yes.
So it's early enough in the night that people aren't going to be sloshed. There's probably more food being ordered.
It's one good thing about showing up early.
Yeah. So you're just going to have to be a little judicious about who.
Maybe I'll be a nice DD.
That is possible. So let's see. How do we adjudicate this? We're going to go with... What role would we use for this? I like the idea of using a bit of manipulation. But what's going to be your secondary?
Let's see.
You tell me on your sheet what's working out for you.
And this is just specifically look.
This is going to be sort of like your hunting role, is what we're... Because we're not going to do a whole scene out of it. This is more just how to shorthand it.
Remind me, what exactly would expression be?
This is about how you, express yourself verbally.
Could I argue that for as far as like chatting up people?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. You said manipulation and expression?
Because you're trying to find out, one, if they have what you need. 2, if they are not so sloshed that it's going to leave you compromised.
Yeah. Dang it. Cancels and leaves me with 2.
Okay. 2's good.
I know my one canceled out of 10 though.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
So, you were able to find someone, but how are you going about this? Are you trying to take them into the alleyway? Are you... What's...
Yeah, this is not... Maybe feed 2 I'll take a few extra minutes on, but feed 1 would definitely be like, let's knock out some hunger will lead you to the back to a dark and shady part of the alley. You think you had a good night, and then head back into the bar.
So the fun thing about the kiss, as it's often called, is that it's a slight euphoric fugue. As long as nothing unfortunate led up to that feeding. If you are spending the interaction being very talky, very handsy, and everybody's having a good time, and then leading in with the teeth, it's just euphoria. They will have a pleasant memory. You don't need to manipulate it. You don't need to use dominate. So no disciplines need to be employed. It's when they see something or they get attacked that you have to massage the details a bit. But here, this more or less takes care of itself. And cognitive dissonance is a very powerful tool. And their own expectations of the situation. I'm assuming you didn't just leave them there. You brought them back in.
Yeah, I would only take 2 points from them, so they're still on their feet.
Okay.
If a little more wobbly this time.
Okay. That works. So mark that down.
Sadie's not back at the bar tonight, are they?
Not that you see.
Okay.
If you are looking for anyone else, I would say you either need to do another roll at a higher difficulty or wait to do it later somewhere else. Because you're good to go. You could eat, but you don't need to eat. Something that you can take care of on your way home later.
In that case, I will shoot a text to Sadie.
Okay.
Because that's someone whose house I've been to, so I can take those last 3 points from, tuck them in for the night, and then head out if
it is
if
still
works
early
out.
in the night.
No, this would be like a meet up later kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm going to text, are you doing anything fun tonight? And if so, why isn't it me?
No response. No, who it is? Was just thinking about you. What are you doing later?
You, if everything goes right.
Trying to think about what time would work. And you just get back 10-11 question mark.
Your place?
Thumbs up.
All right, well, I've got my second feed lined up, so.
Okay. You've got your mostly taken care of. While you're figuring out what you're going to do next, I'm going to check in with Cora very, very quickly.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'll wake up as normal. Pop in the shower here in the cottage. Wash the graveyard off. Head downstairs, open the refrigerator. Take that Capri Sun that had been left for me. And I should probably eat this before it goes bad. And just have that.
Okay. Does that sate your current level of hunger, or?
I'm missing 3 right now.
Okay. So for you, you're spending 1 to rise. Do you need to use it to look and feel human, or is that?
That's inherent to Cora.
Nice. So you're only spending 1 unless you really need to. Good. Okay. So this will give you back, I think we agreed on 2 for a blood bag.
I think that's right. So she's not totally full. She could have a snack later if she wants.
Night's just starting.
But...
So the question is, you're all sorted.
Mhm.
What's your plan for the start of your night?
You know, start off sending a message,
Okay.
or
Speaking of
maybe
which,
even.
you got a message from someone that you had sent one to prior.
Ah, okay, great.
You had sent one to Jürgen Heinrich.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that you had sent him?
We've been texting back and forth a little bit.
Very
The
much
time
text
zone
tag because
difference.
yeah.
The last thing I said was, well, last thing you said to me was, reach out if you need anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I miss you.
I feel like somewhere in that mix he had sent back, almost went ice skating, didn't see the point.
He did.
I don't remember in which order that was in.
Mm-hmm.
So. He's going to send you a picture of a very familiar market. Done up all at night with all the lights. A new Turkish coffee vendor. I think you'd like it.
I can practically smell it now. Coffee emoji.
No immediate response.
um, I'll maybe tell him a little bit about some of these adventures I've been having in a moment, but not right this minute.
Okay. You will, of course, have to be very careful what you say and how you say it.
That's why she needs to think about how to phrase these things.
Okay. So where are you heading? What are you doing?
I am going to call rather than message because of what I'm asking about.
Mm-hmm.
Lila.
Okay. Fun. You're gonna call Lila and not Edward, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, they
Alright.
work together. I figure I'll call her, and then if it turns out she's gonna hand me off to Edward, that's fine.
Okay. In the car with Tabby. We're bringing the timelines together, folks.
Yeah. Am I on speaker?
As it starts to ring very quickly, Lila goes, "What's your read on that one?" And says the Cora's name on it.
What's my read on Cora?
Quick, we gotta answer this.
She's cool.
She hits the button so it goes to speaker. Goes, all right, time is money, money is pizza. What do you want?
Lila, I was hoping maybe you could help me get a new plate for the car that I won.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Frankly, I'm tired of driving something around that says Bone Racer on it.
I'll take the plates.
You can have them.
Hey. All right. You know what? I'll call you later with some details, but I'll tell Edward you're gonna need plates. You're gonna want to go to him. And I might call you later. I have some people that maybe you can teach.
All right, that sounds like a fair trade.
See, that's all what it's about. Come on. Tabby.
Cora, order blood on the pizza. We can't eat anything else.
hand over face. I'm gonna call you back.
Of course.
Abby is laughing through the hand.
Ciao.
Click. Couple notes. What was the thing you weren't supposed to say on the phone?
Oh shit. What's that on my phone or yours? Oh shit, it was yours.
You did the dumb.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
This is gonna change some things for you now.
Yeah.
This was gonna be a nice night. And then you had to botch a phone call that you weren't even on.
You put me on speaker. I'm not gonna try and justify that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She presses another button on the phone, goes to the menu. You see another name come up, Baxter. Hi, sweetie. What? New kid fucked up. How bad? In-house, all good, just needs a good slap around. That's when you do hear just raucous laughter from it. Okay, I'm on board. Where am I getting you? We're going home. Click. This could have been a nice night. I had like a whole activity plan figured out for you.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me. You did this to you.
I know.
You know what? It's okay. Okay. We're gonna salvage this shit. You're gonna learn a little lesson. Then you're gonna learn another lesson. Mostly about driving. And not to do the dumb. Okay. So, after a little while, you do end up at another one of those little parking garages that you have seen, where after the door comes down, another concrete slab is moved. You're able to take a ladder down into the depths of the city. Slab is replaced. And then the meandering labyrinth path back into the Warrens proper. First thing that once you get in there is, if you recall that room with the pews that looks a little like a non-denominational church at a hospital, but stone. At a church, at a hospital, I mean. More tea, please. We'd like to be sponsored if at all possible. Mason's not there. Baxter's there. And he is sitting on the top edge of the pew with his feet on the actual seat portion. In his long jacket, kind of ragged. Okay. Let me have it. What happened? And that's
Huh.
when Lila's going to push you up just a little bit and sort of anti-volunteer of stepping back.
Yeah. On speakerphone with another kindred, I made a joke about having blood on a pizza. Thus,
Okay, come here. Getting close. Getting real close. You know why that was a bad idea?
yes.
Okay. Not the worst thing that could have been said. Saying that kind of thing is just more weird than anything else. Anybody who's listening, they're probably just going to go, well, that was fucking odd, and then move on with their day. But you never know who's listening. You never know if your phone is compromised. You don't know if somebody can take it from you, listen in, bug it, whatever. Less of an issue if someone's listening, but if you're putting that in text, and it gets awful. So, I'm gonna assume you figured out not to do that again, or anything like that, right? I don't gotta come find you. I don't gotta tell Vega about this. Okay, good. So come here. Flick in the forehead. It hurts. But considering all the things you've heard, all the things you've seen of sheriffs, deputies, executions, upholding the masquerade, how important it is, it seems at the moment it's enough that a deputy knows and is telling you to unfuck your shit. That this was on the low scale of things. Okay, look. You're new, you're young. Most people, to an extent, can understand a little bit of a small fuck up. But that is one strike. If it becomes a pattern, you don't make it to 3. Alright, I gotta go do more important things.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I like that. You hear that? I got called sir. And Lila just is sort of leaning over one of the pews going, well, I can call you something else later. He just walks out. Good little
Fuck.
trick.
Just fuck.
That was kind of what we were going for. Oh, you meant something else.
Nah, me.
Nah, I don't know you like that. Come on. The ship part's over. Let's go have fun.
Thank you.
And within a few minutes, Ellie, your door gets a little...
Ellie opens their door slightly. Yeah?
Want to learn how to drive?
I already know how to drive.
Evidence to the fucking contrary, champ.
Okay, that was a problem with...
Well, now I need to make sure. And now this one needs some driving lessons.
I'm stealing a car.
We'll see.
I'm attempting to steal a car.
Closer.
That seems like such a bad idea for so many reasons.
I think at this point, I have to steal the car. And I just gift it.
Okay, whose car are we taking?
Well, we're going to go in your car.
Apparently, we're stealing yours.
No.
Hey!
This is a stick-up.
Jokes.
I assure you that is not going to be a prize for you.
Hey, your friend Cora. she can actually drive. Okay, so I'm going to go call Titus and we're going to go back to the track because some of you need some remedial driving
no, not
school.
the track. I'm gonna be triggered seeing the track again.
Well, then consider this immersion therapy.
Yep.
This is a brilliant idea.
I want to see how fast that rent-a-wreck is going to go around the track. This is going to be amazing. Shit, I think he's got nitrous tanks on there too. We can install them.
I will let you know. I think the speedometer only goes up to like 100, so we'll see.
I mean, the Back to the Future car only needed to go at 88 to do some magic shit, so...
True. All right, let's go.
Okay. Fun. As you all trundle into Ellie's van, which I'm just going to pretend has... Well, maybe we'll get there. I'm enjoying the idea that you eventually spray paint this with album art or something on the side. It's that kind of van. Or as Dr. Krieger would call it, rolling probable cause.
Yeah, if it's okay, Graham, I will say that like Ellie has to like clear out a bunch of stuff because there's like probably already some wires or things inside that Ellie has to like get out of the way. Because I would have spent like some of it just like figuring out what I can do with it.
Trying to basically figure out how the fuse box works in that
exactly.
car. Okay. As you get into the van, she is going to let you drive, but in a very tense, gripping the back of both seats as Tabby is the one in the passenger seat. And she's kind of just hunkered down behind you. Almost looking at you like, you're not going to fuck up, right? You're not going to fuck up?
It would be very helpful if you didn't whisper that to me in my ear, but yes.
But it's the only way you're going to learn.
Is she,
by the way, you know what? I've been wanting to do this all night. Ara. Did Tabby just leave the game?
Oh, did I blink out?
Like,
no, did I blink out? No.
Yes, yeah.
I
nopes out the van, drops and rolls. Nope, I'm out. I'm done.
I was looking over my shoulder at her.
Okay. He's gonna send a call to Cora. If you unmute, it would help everyone. There we go.
This is Cora. Sorry, connection here is
Yeah.
so bad.
Savannah's weird that way. So, we're going to the track.
All right.
You're gonna have some students.
Okay, I'll bring my vest and triangles.
Maybe a bucket too while we're at it.
Yeah, I'll bring something to clean the seat.
You know, not where I was going with that, but I'm thinking that's just what's gonna be left. But yeah, probably. I like where your head's at. Okay, see you soon.
See you soon. Cora is, in fact, actually going to make sure that she brings reflective vests and triangles, as all drivers in Germany are required to have in their vehicles. And she'll look at the first aid kit, too, and go, and toss it.
Yeah. I think on that note, it's a good time to fade out. And we'll go around the table doing our closing thoughts. And Tabby had a bit of a rough go at the end there, so we're going to start with you. Rip that Band-Aid off.
Tabby is not so much just like dour and ashamed because she took the scolding. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Is more just sad in the recollection of that moment of the loss of the ability to say stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that now it is actually unsafe. And so, of course, trying to remember that and trying to continue to take things seriously. But the reason she had made such a joke was one of her ways of coping with the difficulties of this new part of her life. And that coping mechanism put her at risk, and all three of them at risk. And it is a tough pill to swallow.
Hopefully the scare and being eye-to-eye with the deputy will alleviate future necessary corrections. Is there any other final thoughts you'd like to share? Anything you're looking forward to?
Tabby does notice that Ellie really does seem just on the most edge that she has seen. Something has transpired. Something has been happening to poor Ellie.
Well, maybe they'll have time to talk about that next week. Speaking of which, Ellie.
Ellie is taking the victories where they are, because they do have a car now, and I think some of the gaming that probably happened helped alleviate some of the emotional weight of the evening before. And there's a little bit of there is some gleefulness in terms of wanting to definitely make some things up by being on the racetrack, learning from someone, but also that this is an opportunity to get to know someone else who's of the new crowd, and get to know them at what they're best at.
Which leads us to Cora.
Cora's first few nights in Savannah have been going just about as well as she could have hoped for. Besides a very grim reminder of the gravity of the situation upon landing, everything seems to be falling into place for her right now. And she's been able to express herself in a way that feels very authentically her, unburdened by the her previous life. So it's been nice. I guess that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
Of course, Frankfurt is still on her mind, but it's not what I mean when I mean previous life. That's still very present for her.
That was basically just a couple of days ago.
Exactly.
Is there anything else before I move on?
I don't believe so.
Okay, let's go with Artem.
Yeah, so good to get the job started. Good that it seems like everyone's basically cooperating. And though they want to keep as much stuff, as they want to keep as much the same as they can, obviously they're understanding when he says, no, there's a whole colony of ants living in this thing. We can't keep that. So it would have been a perfect night, but what the hell am I gonna do with Chris? Not the most socially adept man, unfortunately, and he's he remembers having this experience many, many times with Natalia, where they'd just be like, hanging out, talking, and he just realized I have no idea what this person like is thinking or wants right now. So maybe something he might think about trying to fix, but for right now it's just like, oh right, I'm very bad at this. Damn it.
All things considered, things are going pretty okay for him.
Oh yeah.
But
always good to get a gator in.
Or I think someone put in chat, he had a Gatorade.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
If there's nothing else, I'll move on. Okay. Last but not least, Kate.
The ease at setting up a dinner date with Sadie is why you keep a herd in your phone. But a herd is not just one person, so that is a future goal, is to add to that list. And thankfully that kind of gassed her up a little bit because she's about to have to get in touch with the prince, reach out to him, and that's going to take some nerves.
Mm-hmm.
But he did tell her, make calls, show up, and don't be passive, so it's time. And then she is thankful that shooting went okay.
Definitely could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. And for the reminder that it's not always being the best. Being the best helps, but it's putting in the effort to constantly get better.
Mm-hmm. The initial thing is always just about showing up, seeing where you're at, and be willing to accept that you have to improve. Most people can respect you being bad at something. What they can't deal with is the ego if you're bad at it. So, it's a good start. It may not be the career you stay in here, but you are at least applying yourself to something and seeing what you can make of it. You may not be turning any heads with how impressive you are, but that just means that you are not maybe a problem in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just being what is expected is fine. Okay, they're competent, they're passable. All right, moving on, next problem. When you're not adding to their problems, that's an A+ in most books.
Mm-hmm. And there are still a few others who have mentioned wanting to get to know Kate a little more, see what she can do. But until those situations arise, yes, not being a problem and showing some modicum of competence here is a good thing.
And like with the prince, as he said, if you don't hear from them, don't be shy in reaching out to them.
Mm-hmm.
You have numbers too. Bones work both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's nothing else from anyone else, we're going to close out here. Tune in tomorrow night on this very channel for the start of our new D&D campaign, part of our ongoing Age series. If Tuesday is our Age of Myth, Thursday is now our Age of Innovation. Thank you for joining us. Take care.